last session, we had a lovely picnic in the Feywild. Started off really well, and then it didn't go so well. We had chats, we hung out, everyone seemed to be having a great time. Unfortunately, Bluey hit Neff with a dart, and that kind of triggered Ulster and Loran's fight or flight response. They decided to go home. And we all reconvened back at the Dehane estate, where Sorelleras finally had a chat with us and said, how are we going to be moving on? They'll eventually want to collect their contracts. It was quite dramatic. Ulster and Loran took their leave, and as they did, Rolme summoned Ulster for the King's trials. So we've got a bit of a conflict going on of, do we go to Eldralith, do we go to Melas, do we do the King's trials? Mm-hmm. And everyone is stressed, but at least we're safe in the Feywild. That was my
okay, thank amazing. All you, well, most of you still remain in Sorelleras's mansion in the aftermath of the conversation that you had, them urging you to carry on your path and make the decisions necessary to continue with the quest and head to Feyways, to Mela, Eldralith. Not in that order. Ulster.
Don't do the level 20 stuff first, guys.
Yeah, we've got to have a couple of days of like R&R. Yeah. Ulster, you are on the cusp of entering Loran's mansion when you hear those words in your head. And Loran is still standing there with his hand held out, looking increasingly concerned as you do not approach him. Something the matter?
I think also just collapses into Loran and hugs him. I've been called.
Oh. And he just like gathers you in his arms and gives you a crushing squeeze. And you kind of sink to the ground with him, and he just like, after a moment, pulls away and holds your head in his hands. And he looks at you and he says, well, I guess it's time for you to show them what you're made of.
I don't know what I'm made of right now. Pieces. But
stronger stuff than most. Adamantine, maybe. Ice.
It's very kind. I'll have to tell the others.
Ulster. It's okay.
They deserve to know, and if they don't want to come, then I understand the choice.
Ulster. There is not one of them who would leave you alone on this journey.
What time of day is it now? Of interest.
Just passing mid-afternoon.
How about we have an early dinner and I'll tell them then.
And gives you a kiss on the forehead. Early dinner's home. I'm still a bit full from the picnic food.
You didn't eat very much.
I didn't, but a small appetite.
Not all cut out.
Oh, I have a small appetite, but I will eat.
Yeah, please keep yourself healthy.
Ulster, talk to me like you usually do.
There's just a lot on my mind at the moment, and my mind doesn't seem to want to follow all the tracks. I wish it could.
Then let's nap. Just for a little while.
Okay. He holds his arms out like, hug.
He almost carries you in his quivering arms over to the moss bed and kind of sits down with you. And the sunflowers almost tilt in your direction, all stare. Like, as you close your eyes, they also close their faces, going to sleep at the same time as you. And you're falling asleep with Loran next to you, and you just feel a little sparking in your chest. And the necklace just is a little warmer than it was. It's changing colours in the vial. And Loran just smiles against your ear and just says, changing things up a bit.
I forgot to say, also could have replied to the message from Roll Me, couldn't he?
Yes, I'll let you if you want to, as you
Sorry.
lie down here.
He will reply with, we will be there, recovering from some losses. Also.
Right. With that, everybody else in Sorellaras's mansion, what are you doing? Are you going to make your way out into the rest of the Dehane estate? Are you going to stay here with Sorellaras? Slia, I know you went off by yourself, but you kind of, at this point, would come down the stairs again and just rejoin the others. Neff is sitting there with Saraza, Bluey, and I think Cass, did you follow Ulster and Loran out? Or did you stay?
Well, I think because Cass and Saraza were back at the
right, you came
getting out ready.
Sure.
So I don't know if is Cass and Saraza back yet, or are they like sort of just arriving?
Yeah, they would have been there you would have been there for the conversation with Sorellara. So you'd be in the
okay.
So I'll say
I didn't think I was.
Okay, well, you arrive and you can catch the tail of the end of the conversation if you like. Long enough to see Loran and Ulster kind of stand up and make their way out of the room, to get some rest. It's Bluey, Slia, Neff, and Saraza, and yourself.
Slia had actually averted her gaze and just left the mansion.
Okay,
After
you see Slia not looking at you, walk past and leave.
Can I insight check her to see whether does she want to be alone? Type.
Sure, let's do that.
6.
6.
Should I roll deception on that or no?
Yeah, go on then.
Well, with a natural 20, that is a 28.
28. Celia, how are you looking?
Well.
She kind of I guess this kind of tracks. She's trying to keep herself looking very composed. So even though she doesn't make eye contact with anybody, she just kind of puts a smile on, but her bangs are kind of hanging in front of her eyes.
Right.
I think with your roll being so high and Cass's being so low, I think your front of composure is a very good front, and Cass sort of lets you pass and doesn't sort of follow.
Selena, outside you see the Feywild. It stopped raining. The dusk is sort of partially risen. It's not too late during the day, but it's late enough that Nakia has brought in the horses, and wherever the other Dehanes are, they are not to be seen.
She goes and makes her way to basically the teleportation room, which is, I assume, usually left empty.
Well, yeah, the teleportation room is more of a workspace used by Zarina, which has a teleportation circle in it. Yeah, you can go in there. There are a couple of like questionable items in here which make you think, okay, I should just be careful not to touch anything. Like you see jars just filled with like this whizzing, like kind of like pink and gold fire. You see like figurines of various animals and a work table like spilling with partially enchanted magical items. And then you see the teleportation circle, a few pieces of paper strewn over it, the usual chaos you would associate with her. It is empty.
Yeah. She just goes and sits in the corner and just starts sobbing.
Oh. Okay, make me a perception check real quick.
Okay. You know how the last one was a natural 20? And we are rolling for Saya's perception? This is a natural 1.
Natural 1. Okay, cool. Everything's fine.
Everything
You
is
definitely
fine.
all okay. I'm just going to log in my laptop. Cue the booty. Ooh. I have to stick my butt right up in the air to get to the plug. Okay. No. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So you start doing a little subathon, and you kind of like hold yourself like tightly in the corner, and nobody comes to interrupt you. You don't see anybody else in the room with you until you hear a voice in your ear just go, "Why are you crying?" And you just jump with a start, and you see Zarina is sitting on the floor beside you. Hi.
Sorry.
Why are you apologizing? Hello.
Hello.
I just couldn't let them see me like this.
I understand that, my dear. And she just kind of like wipes your tears as they keep falling. You have far less to be sorry for than you do to cry for. Crying's alright. Do it as much as you need, to exhaustion if you must. But never be sorry. It seems silly.
She just kind of like nods and
She reaches up and grabs your cheeks.
this is new.
You're going to be alright. This is new. Hello. I can be very affectionate and very nice when I want to be. I'm very nice, aren't I? Good. And she sits next to you, and she just kind of lets you, like, kind of like have a little space. And as you kind of wonder, how did she know I was here? You recognize
it's her
very
space.
similar. It's her space.
Yeah.
You also recognize a very similar sort of magical item, as you've seen in Loran's shop before, a orb which allows the seer to see into spaces and see out of spaces if they want to. And she just sits with you and keeps you company. And this time, quiet unless you speak to her.
I don't think she really has a whole lot to say, other than she might say something along the lines of, "This is as close as I can get right now." And she is
All right,
like
then.
spinning her like wedding ring.
Is she beautiful?
Serena didn't get to go to the wedding, right?
No.
Wait, do I have? Hang on. Do I have minor illusion? I do not. Okay, never mind. Slade pulls out like the picture that Brian had drawn for her.
She like takes it. She is. Where is she now?
Watching over your son's shop.
That little thing. That still hasn't failed.
Not
His
as
business, it's still...
Not as of yet.
Well, I've lost a bet, and I owe him some coin.
Seems like the kind of bet you want to lose.
Never tell. One day I'll go visit, I'm sure.
Now is probably not the time, seeing as he hasn't been there in a little while.
No, I'll leave him a bit of time to hide whatever he needs to hide and make the space pretty for me. Although, and she looks around her decidedly messy room, I'm not one to judge over chaos. It's more my husband's situation. Look. Can't stay here hiding from your friend.
Not.
You would never judge them for that. Is there
A dog has gotten loose on the Dehane estate.
suddenly summons a dog and then makes it disappear?
I'm not. They shouldn't have to worry about me on top of everything else.
Did you ever pause to think that maybe seeing your vulnerability would actually strengthen them? Make you closer?
I suppose it's worth consideration.
It's worth consideration. That. She gets up. Right then. I'm going to and carry on with my business. Touch nothing for fear of death. And she heads out of the door.
Slaya touches nothing, but she gets the rest of her her crying out before and like cleans herself up before returning to the rest of the group.
Bluey.
Hey.
As you sit sort of somewhat stunned in Salreloras's mansion, you see Cass is there sort of hovering by the doorway. Neff is there, as is Saraza. How are you feeling? And how do you look?
I think Bluey is kind of like sitting on the ground, probably near, I believe there's a fireplace in the mansion. I don't know where the couches are, but like on the ground, kind of like looking at the ground. Like occasionally kind of looking up. She's not wanting to meet anyone's eye, and think she's going to try and head for the front door and head out. But she wants to do it kind of like nonchalantly.
Right, maybe a deception check, please.
And I'm going to also make a perception check on Louis. I'm doing a different dice. Let's see if Cass can actually gauge.
Something of this, yeah.
Yeah. Go on,
Not
Anna.
good for you?
So
Try to deceive me. Let's see. You'll probably succeed.
you sure about that?
on,
Are you sure?
Hit me.
That the dice I just rolled, I had rolled a 1, so I was like, okay, it's gonna. As before, I had rolled a 1, so it's gonna be the first dice I used today. I rolled a 1.
Oh god.
Cass rolled a 12.
Yeah. Okay, so I imagine that Cass is like able to see Bluey like get up noisily.
Clonk, clonk, clonk.
She's. I think it looks like she's like struggling to kind of breathe a bit, and tears are welling in her eyes. And so as she's heading out.
Okay, Cass is 100% following.
Okay.
It's
Neff,
does
do you
Bluey
do
know
anything?
this?
I guess I'm following as well.
Okay, Neff
Does-
and Cass.
does
the two of
Bluey
you follow
notice?
Bluey as she leaves the room. Louis, what's your passive perception or passive insight? Passive insight, actually.
Oh, passive insight. That's a 12.
Yeah. 12. I reckon that you know people are leaving with you. Why they're leaving, or their demeanor is a little bit lost on you, but you can tell they're following you.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, I can tell they're following me.
You can, yes.
Fuck. Okay. Okay.
Well, if Cass is following you, I'm just following Cass.
My goodness. Oh. Okay. I think panicked. Bluey's gonna kind of like look around quickly, and go. Oh no, would she? No, I don't know. Oh.
She starts running towards the woods.
I
Never
think.
to be seen again.
I think as quickly as possible she'll be like, sorry, I just need a bit, and just keep on walking. Yeah.
I think Cass is gonna insight check. Like, and I suppose what the cat not insight checking whether Bluey wants to be alone, because she clearly does, but whether that is what she should. Is that what she needs? You know. And I'm switching dice again, and we're hoping that this is a better insight. I've gone back to the brass dice. It's okay. It's a 16.
Okay, 16. Louis, from that, what do you need?
I think.
Is it hugs?
It's.
Or is it space?
Oh.
Or is it a hug with space?
Is it hugs in space? Are you an astronaut?
I think maybe.
Yeah, it's hard trying to think of like motion, but not.
I feel like space and then closely followed by hugs. If that makes sense. Like, it's
Yes, I just came up with an idea for a thing, but I'm going to hide that now.
Okay.
Space
I think
followed by
Cass
hugs.
is gonna like see that and sort of like stop and like hold like Neff back as well. And I think she's gonna grow like a little crown of flowers on Bluey, and then send her raven to follow and be like, we understand. And then like as soon as basically Cass is like, you have 10 minutes to go cry, and then I'm following is kind of the vibe, but not exactly like that. She hasn't said anything, but you have your flower crown, you have your raven cry accompany, and then Cass will
The
follow
raven
in a bit.
cries with you. You just see tears pouring from his eyes. Like, this is your cry buddy.
oh my god. I think yeah. Okay. So, I think yeah. Blue is feeling very complex about that. She's going to try and sort of not run, but hurry away to under a tree somewhere. Yeah, it's.
Okay. Bluey, you see this marvelous willow tree at the edge of the Dehane estate. You're still within visual of the house, so you don't feel too uncomfortable or unsafe going this far. And you sit down, and as you sit down, you kind of like relax, and you sort of feel the fluttering wings and the sort of settling of a raven on your shoulder. And you look up at it, and it looks down at you, and it goes, "Ah!"
Yeah. Okay.
It looks very emotionally attuned with you.
Okay. Thank you, Cass.
It's got those little blush lines and its little uwu tears.
Which is okay. Yeah, Blue is. I think she's feeling kind of relieved that there's that little bit of kind of contact, but it's
It's a bird, so it feels very comfortable.
She will cry, but not quite what she was expecting. She will cry with a bit of relief. Like yeah.
Okay. That's kind of sad. But...
Just a bunch of sad boys this episode.
It is.
Yeah. This is fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I think. Yeah, and she'll like. Yeah, she'll hold on to that flower. Yeah, take a little while, and then also like pat the bird's head, a little, like.
It leans into your pats.
Caw, caw. So that you found the only way you can be DM is when you control an animal, which I play. Go on, George.
It gives Bluey a little peck on the cheek, but not a bite, like a little kiss.
Oh
my god.
Blue will imitate the sound that the bird's making.
That's cute. It's hella cute.
Yeah, that's probably going to occupy a bit of her time. Yeah.
Grand. Beautiful. Now, Cass, Neff. Oh, that's perfect timing. You'll know why in a second. Cass, Neff. The two of you are standing there thinking, we've done what we can for Bluey. I'm glad she's at least, got some company. When you feel just a little kind of gnawing on your ankle, Neff, I think.
Oh, can I inspect the source of the gnawing?
You just see two little, cone horns, big pudgy belly, leathery skin almost with barbs coming out of it, tiny hands, big uwu eyes. You just see Tozzatal.
Oh, I'll pick Tozzatal up. In order to also save my ankle from being completely devoured.
Oh my god, Cass is literally like, oh,
Can I try
my
animal
child.
handling?
Tries to bite you again. Make a dexterity check.
Dexterity check. Okay. Oh my god. It's not great. It's a 9.
It's a 9.
It's a 9.
Take a single point of chomp damage as Tozatal just is now swinging from your finger like.
I've never loved him more.
Okay, let me also remind everyone what Tozatal looks like by sending a photo to the chat.
He's so cute.
Cute. It's so cute.
I think Cass would try and like disengage Tozatal from Neff's finger. And then be like, Tozatal, why don't we go get you some proper delicious meat, not the scrawny halfling. I don't think you're actually scrawny enough. But let's go get you something proper.
Thanks, Cass.
Appreciate his mouth is just munching, kind of leading it as it goes.
Can I roll persuasion on Tozatal to like disengage from his finger?
Do it.
25.
25. It is thoroughly persuaded by the promise of meat that isn't a scrawny halfling meat.
Okay, then I think Cass would like lovingly cradle him and head to the kitchen.
Okay. Beautiful. You lovingly cradle this fiendish creature and then head to the kitchen. Neff, do you follow?
Yeah, I'll follow. I'll stick with Cass for now.
Okay.
Oh yeah. That wasn't a let go the scrawny halfling, let's go. That was like, let's go feed him and maybe make it so that he won't bite your finger again.
Could I attempt to like give Tozatal a little scritch behind the horns in an attempt with animal handling, in an attempt to convince this creature of the depths to stop gnawing my finger?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, it's not too bad. It's a 19 on animal handling.
Ooh.
I mean, it's already let go of your finger.
I just want to make sure that it stays that way.
Unclenched, sure. Your finger is just sort of like nibbled slightly. There's just like a single bead of like blood, just a single like little hamster tooth cut in there. And you have seen Tozatal just kind of like eyeing it like.
Oh, no.
But you guys are learning a lot about the facial expressions I can make today.
Do not.
But with your do not, Tozatal just kind of like look vaguely towards the kitchens instead. Occasionally looking down at Cass's fingers, but no. No
fingers.
Not like
None of these. These are all attached. And not for nibbling.
As Cass like reaches into a bag and just pulls out an arm.
Yes, do not to you as well. This is chaos.
No,
Okay,
Cass will save her severed arms for another use. You never know when a severed arm will come into good use. I mean, Cass's did. It was a very handy severed.
Very
handy.
handy.
Yes, it was.
okay, so
The kitchen for some non-severed arm meat.
Cass, I appreciate it, but I think we should really take a hands-off approach this time.
you can see non-severed arm meat in the kitchen in the form of Nikia making himself a sandwich. Forearms fully
Nikia.
out. Oh.
What?
God.
Do we have any other food?
For that? You want food for that? Oh,
Yeah, he needs meat.
does he? Okay. I have pork. I was saving it for. Never mind.
That'll do
Then he
perfectly.
goes to the icebox
Yeah,
and
that's
just
great.
pulls
Hasn't...
this like beautifully marinated pork belly with like spices rubbed into the sort of like the skin of it. Like, you know, a really thick layer of fat, and almost look absolutely ready for the grill.
Tozatale deserves nothing less.
Yes. We didn't let him have Neff's finger, so he definitely deserves some good meat.
Okay. Nakir just like make a persuasion check. Actually, make a persuasion check before Nakir passes his meat over.
It's the same again.
meat,
I think 24.
24. It happens. Okay. It's
Thanks,
beautifully
Nakir.
prepared. Aged.
Thank you.
Thing. He just like watches just in despair as Tozatale immediately just starts hoovering up this like two like needle teeth at a time, just like taking bites out of this. Zzz. I had another steak. I can see.
Well, actually, I think Tozatale is still hungry. I think Gas is gonna.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Gas
I'm
is
gonna
insight.
give an opportunity for some rescuing here. Allstare, you hear this conversation happening from inside the
You're
mansion.
expecting Brian not to help Tozatale eat meat?
I know.
You're going for help for the wrong sector.
It's the only option I had.
I think, how long has it been since they've just been resting?
Probably 15 minutes, maybe 20.
Oh.
Did you want more?
He doesn't care then. He's asleep. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Nakir looks off to the distance, just looking for
Cass is gonna insight check
starving-
Tozatale. How hungry
Okay.
is Tozatale? Natural 1. He's starving. Or he's really
starving.
full, which is he's starving.
He's starving.
Nakir, look at this face, Nakir. She strokes the top of it like he needs more.
He looks
He's a growing boy.
Next to you.
If I ever want to get my portable tavern up and running, he needs to eat the good meat.
Okay. Nakir looks confused and then slowly heads to the sort of like storeroom and comes out with some like dried meat pieces and is just like, this is all I have.
That'd be perfect, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna go now. Roll me an insight check, Neff and Cass.
Famously not been doing very well. Oh, okay. That's okay.
A 25 on inside.
And a 16 for me.
Dear God. Okay, Neff, this is not all he has. He definitely has more meat somewhere. But he's just not telling you about it.
Okay. I think Neff will get the impression that he has reasons for that and will not pry.
Okay. And Nakir leaves the room. You guys can feed Tozatale to your heart's extent. And then, when his belly is 3 times the size as it was originally, you see him just faint on the counter, just like oozing slightly from his pores, all of this meat oil stuff. And he just kind of seems to be in a food coma.
Cool. Mission complete.
I think Cass would like hold a fist out for a nice fist bump.
Beautiful.
Don't even be hanging, Thomas.
Neff fist bumps Cass.
Also, I think I underestimated the timing. I think this has actually been about 45 minutes since you went in for a rest, Allstare.
Time really flies.
Yeah, considering that you guys went out to help Louis, came in, you know, all of that. So it's been about 45 minutes of sleep. If that
I
makes
think
any
also would
difference.
let it get to a short rest kind of level before he gets up.
Well, all things considered, you guys spend your time crying with crows, feeding your little fiend beasts, sleeping, and a short rest will pass for anybody who wants one. Will pass for anyone who wants to take one. Recover any abilities or magic or anything at all like that. At which point you just hear like the heavy footsteps of Saraza moving through the mansion, and Ulster, you hear a on the mansion door.
Oh, he heard him coming from a mile away. He'll open the door.
Bonk, 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 bonk. That's what Saraza sounds like when you walk.
Indeed. Ulster will open the door. Hello.
Hello. Can I come in?
Loran, can Saraza come in?
Loran is still like.
I think it's fine. He opens the door.
Saraza just kind of comes in, immediately goes over to the sunflowers and just gives them a little pat. And then, like, looks for somewhere to sit. Can we talk?
On the moss? Oh, just you and me, or me and Loran and you?
Just you and me.
Can I keep Loran in my eyesight?
Yes,
He's fast asleep.
it's fine.
Over here.
So you sit down together and Saraza turns to you and he says, Ulster, I think that you will.
That cut out, sorry.
He says, I think that you're suffering from some kind of a sickness of the mind. I think Loran is. And maybe we all are, but you two especially, I can see it.
I feel okay, Saraza. I know you're worried about what happened last night, but I see what you mean about Loran and not wanting to leave the mansion earlier. But I can look after him.
You lost your memory.
From what I can tell, I might have hit my head. I'm sure there are other explanations for that.
Are you attempting to lie to him, or do you
No.
believe this to be true?
He believes it to be
Okay.
true.
Saraza says, I've worked with soldiers before. Battalions and fought in battles. I've seen this. Maybe not exactly the same, but similar to what's happening with you right now. I've seen it before. And I know what can happen. Do you want to know what that is? Do you want to know where it leads?
I think Ulster would have conjured a little flower and he's just picking off the petals and flicking them to the floor. I don't think that you can... I feel fine. I don't. It was horrible. It was horrible what happened and I prefer not to think of it. But I'm not sick. I've always been a bit, people would say, unstable, perhaps. But whatever happened, like you said, you've seen it before. And I have my memories now. I know where I am, I know who I am. I know everything that's happened, trust me.
That might be true now, but I don't know if it always will be. When I asked you if you wanted to know what happens, it wasn't to scare you, to tell you this, that what you're going through now, I've seen it and I've seen how it can be healed in time, and how people can come out the other end. And I want that for you both. But you can't give in to Loran when he's this way, when he's suffering. And you can... I'll speak to him as well. He cannot enable you either. You have to help each other.
Just want to protect Loran.
We all do. And he takes your hands if you let him.
He'll be a bit stiff, but he'll let Sarza.
Ulster, you're my family. You're my priority.
You know I support Loran. Always.
And support his healing. Protect him from himself, and I'll do my best for you as well.
I don't want him to feel unsafe.
Alright. That's fine. Then when he feels unsafe, let's find a workaround. We managed to get him to the picnic.
I didn't.
And for you, if you lose your memories again, I don't know what to do there, but give us permission now to try and bring you back.
If it happens again, just... I was still me. I'm still me. And it didn't last. If it's an injury or something else, then just let me heal. Don't... I hated how angry Loran was. Well, angry might be the wrong word, but I remember the way he looked at me.
He wasn't angry. He was scared.
You don't want anyone to be
He
scared
was scared of... I'm scared... not of you. Of what you might think. What you might say. The Ulster that... the Loran that you knew before the Harbinger. It's not who he is. You don't have the same level of trust and understanding between you.
I've loved Loran for a long time. And I know I did back then as well. And I would trust him more than anyone.
Speak to Sleer, Cass and Neff and Bluey. Let them help.
Okay. I'm afraid I have bad news to share with them anyway.
Bad news.
My father summoned me for the King's trials.
Sarah pulls you in and gives you a kiss on the top. It's not bad news. It's brilliant. Ulster.
It's not brilliant for them.
Why? Why decide
They
that for
have
them?
things. I'd be forcing them to do something that distracts from everything else. But I have to go. I have to do this for not only my country, but Lucas. We're doing this together. And I'm asking them to leave behind Eldrelith and their lass for just a bit longer, but then it becomes longer still. How much longer do we have to wait?
Ulster, if you become king with Lucas, a whole world of opportunity and freedom will be opened to us. A whole world of safety. And you'll finally have that stability and that certainty. Maybe just a little more confidence in yourself. And those feelings are important. And help us all.
Okay.
Speak to them about it. I think you might be surprised.
Of course, I don't keep anything from them. Not willingly.
Never.
I'll wake Loran in a moment. We said we'd have dinner and then sleep, but Sarah's if I wake up again and I have no memory, just wait and let's see if it comes back. Establish a pattern. I can't go back to the Maasai. I can't go back to the Maasai and show my father that parts of me have broken off. He would be worried.
We spend a few days here. We can train. We can prepare for this. Whatever the Maasai might throw.
I trust Lucas too. Okay, let's wake up Loran.
Okay. So you head over to Loran where he's sleeping. And hello.
You have a bit of a
Scrambles back into a presentable position. Hello.
You have a bit of a drool, and your hair your hair is yes. Mm-hmm.
He's got like 2 cat ears sticking up in his hair, and he just kind of like pushes it down.
Very nice. Dinner?
Mm-hmm. Yes. He stands up, and he just loops an arm around your shoulders and head out to the kitchen. Also, you do find Tozatal just kind of like oozing on the counter, just like mouth still but stuffed with sinew and stringy fat from the meats he's been eating. Cass and Neff are all but poking him with a stick around him. The only person who is not there, the only people who are not there is Sleer and Bluey.
Can I sniff Tozatel's mouth?
You sniff. His breath is putrid, and he goes when he breathes.
What did you feed him?
Neff and Blue? Neff and Cass?
Neff has also got blue hair. We'll allow it. Meat.
Just meat?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't feed him people meat, did you?
I don't think so.
Oh no.
What I don't mean human meat.
Well,
Don't be ridiculous. I mean, it wasn't meat made for humans to eat. Oh, is Emma okay?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Yes.
You know that a lot of animals, including monsters, can't eat meat that is being prepared for humans.
Can I medicine check Tozatel?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
At the notion of that. That's a dirty 20.
With a dirty 20, it does appear that the oozing is abnormal.
I have a feeling that we fed him the wrong thing.
Okay, Neff, stay 5 paces away from Tozatel. Cass, could you get Sleer? I will do my
I'm
best.
sorry, Tozatel. She taps his head.
This
And
is
then Cass
to
will.
make noises for. I missed
Don't-
Prism.
Cass will go and find.
Something else.
Don't know
Cass
how
will
to
go
take care
try
of
and find
monsters.
Sleer.
Okay.
As she's going, you hear just as she leaves the kitchen, you go, "Oh, I should have just given him Neff's arm."
It probably would have been better for Tozatel.
And no Neffs would have been harmed.
Looks away from Sarazo
No,
when he
no.
says that.
Sarazu is just perplexed,
I fed Shu for a long time. I know things.
I'm sure.
Cass is going to find Sleer.
Okay. You go on a little exploration of the Dahane estate, and it takes you 5 minutes or so, but you do find Sleer eventually.
She would have been. She would have, after she was done, she would have been up in the room, making it look like there was no evidence whatsoever of any.
Okay, that only takes you a couple of minutes to find her.
Yeah.
Yes?
Sleer. So we fed Tozatal some very nice meat, but apparently not the meat that Tozatal needs. We were discussing maybe giving a Neff arm, but we decided not to, but maybe that's what we should have gone for. Anyway, Brian needs your help.
Sure.
After I've said all that spiel, I think Cass is going to stop for a minute and look at Sleer. And I'm going to roll insight and hope that this time I get a high one.
This is the game.
Yeah, natural 20!
Hey, there you go.
Insight the heck out of Sleer.
Sleer, you can share as much as you think a natural 20 would give.
She's not actively trying to be deceptive at this point, so
Sure.
It looks like her hair has been redone, her makeup has been redone. Everything just looks very put together, very in place.
And what am I getting emotion-wise?
Oh, that I need to roll a deception check for that one.
Okay, do it.
And then, can you beat a natural 20? Or 22?
I mean, I don't think that even though 15 plus 8 is probably higher than that 22, I feel like a natural 20 is an auto success because you can't roll any higher.
Check.
Okay.
Not for a skill check. For a skill check, you still have it's natural 20 is an automatic success for combat scenarios. For skill checks and those kinds of things, it's not necessarily the same way, unless you're engaging with an NPC. But between PCs, it's slightly different.
So I think that was a 23 to Cass's 22.
Yeah.
So
you can be giving something. You can give a little something away if you feel like it's going to show through.
I mean, Cass is bonded with Sleer. She knows that, maybe she seems a little bit too chipper.
Yeah, I think Cass can I think they know each other well enough now that Cass can infer. I think after Cass does a spiel about Tozatal, she's gonna stop, look at Sleer for a second, and then she's just gonna go with Sleer and give her the biggest hug.
Okay.
You've just got a Cass limpet around your legs,
She starts sniffling again. I just fixed this makeup.
and you look so beautiful. And then Cass just squeezes tighter.
your little demon friend is stressed out right now. Let's go fix him first.
Oh, Bobby. The little demon looks like this.
Cass separates, looks up at Sleer, and is like, "To be continued."
I'm making Tozatel
In a more
epitax serum.
comforting tone than threatening.
Yeah.
Also, what did you say? I'm
making Tozatel Epicac sick syrup.
Okay.
Oh.
So Sarah's creating the syrup between his hands, just like you.
Oh, he's just mushing up plants. He's like, yeah, this should
Okay,
work.
cool. Mush, 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 mush. And you enter the scene, and Sleer, you just see Tozatel twitching.
I don't know, can I do like a medicine check, a nature check, see what it was that like...
Neff has the stethoscope out and is just kind of like listening to Tozatel's tiny little heartbeat. Neff, you're very curiously, you find that his heartbeat sounds like the beat of 1,000 war drums.
I don't know if this is natural or not.
Nothing about this is natural, but...
Can I roll a nature check or assist Sleer's nature check?
Yes.
Sleer, do you want advantage or?
I will take the advantage if that's all right.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Oh, that's disgustingly high. That's a 30.
Oh.
Okay, with a 30, you could tell that, much like a small baby, at this point, the eating has been done, and Tozatel needs to be burped in order to sort of like get the little gases out. And then the ooze just needs to be wiped away every time it gathers up too thickly, and then eventually it will stop.
Sleer kind of gestures Cass forward and with like as giving this information.
I give Cass the Epicac. Just a little bit, not too much.
Okay, so you pass Sleer the bowl of... What does it look like, this version of it?
It's this very thick, like viscous yellow liquid. Looks delightful.
Okay. And Loran looks over your shoulder and just says, so is this meant to be ingested or pasted on, or...?
Oh, it's meant to be ingested, but it causes the ingestion to come out.
Loran looked like he was almost maybe going to try it and then just like withdraws a finger.
It
Okay.
doesn't taste really nice.
Okay. This is going to be very fun to RP.
Yeah,
so,
especially, which is why that was why Sleer was just like, and here you go, Cass. This is your child to deal with.
Yeah, Cass is like, steps up and is like, turns to, is there like an apron that she can put on? She's like, there's going to be someone.
There's a beautifully made, like, kind of like, handmade apron with like a little frills on the sides. And as
There's like a shit looking
up,
one.
Yeah, just like a little, like, from across the room as you see it. Sitting in the stairwell, just peering over the banisters, just Nikia, just like, no.
Cass like looks at him, like goes to put it on, and then is like,
friends.
Yeah.
And then is like,
Juicy.
and puts it back down.
Okay.
Is there
Instead
another
pulls around to the edge of the room.
I
know.
There's tablecloths around as well.
Cass kind of wraps herself and then sort of is like, finds the sink and is like, picks up Tozatel, sort of like holding him like back against her chest, force feeds a thing, and then just like points him at the sink.
Oh.
Tozatel's going to make a Constitution saving throw, and then Cass, I'm going to need you to make a Strength saving throw.
I love this feral child we've adopted.
Yep.
Can I give Cass guidance?
Oh,
or resistance, whichever one it is that's necessary.
Is that a +4?
It's a D4.
Okay. Tozatel kind of like burps and then just a little bubble, a little black bubble, just kind of like floats up to the ceiling and then pops. And it almost pops, and the little droplets are like tiny little meteors. They kind of go shoo, tiny, tiny.
I might need to squeeze him.
Right.
Strength saving throw, please. I'm going to explain in a second. Marry all of this together.
At this point, Ulster has pulled around the door and put it behind the wall. You don't want to get your clothes dirty.
That is a 19.
Okay. Ulster, Loran hiding behind the door frame. Saraza just kind of like poised, just like confused with a hand just on his sword in case. Her hand on his shield. Neff, what are you doing in the face of all this, Leah?
Can I just make sure nothing goes wrong to the best of my ability?
Well, you're sort of ready to strike next to Cass, just like... Celia, what are you
I don't know if I'm ready to strike, but I'm ready to heal if necessary.
Ready to heal. Healing strike.
Just on standby for whatever messy chaos is about to ensue.
Okay. So, you give it a little squeeze, Cass, and another bubble. And then just a stream of black ichor just spews all over the sink. And it's like with a... What was your strength again? 19. With a 19, you're able to just about angle Tozatel entirely into the sink. But he is like a small cannon as you just kind of like lose your sort of like concentration on it for a second. And there's just like one moment where like the spew just goes all the way up the ceiling in a line before you just kind of hold it down. Far more than you should. Than it
Obviously,
come out.
actually, I'm gonna be. I feel like Cass is about to be like propelled backwards.
Full on exorcist stuff in here.
It's literally Exorcist 100%. And just, it goes on far longer than it should, and all of you, except for maybe Ulster and Loran, have just a little bit of ichor in places you do not expect it, nor do you want it. I'm scared to see what this gif is.
I know. I don't want to see it.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to
be like projectile vomit. I was like, yeah.
Just that you said it, the bubble pops and it forms like a little meteor, and I'm like, meteor.
Neat.
And then, oh my god, I loved that one. Make them a little meteor. Meteor. Anyway, but rip the dinosaurs. Tozatal just kind of spews, and after a while, you see it just kind of like zzz, down to a little trickle until he's just got his mouth open, like, and just black, just like over his chin like this. But he seems at peace.
Cass takes
It was
the
100% your fault.
from that she's wrapped herself in to protect her, and like wipes his chin.
Oh,
That's a good Tozatal.
Poor creature.
long, this horrifying abomination. It's real cute though. But there's a BuzzFeed quiz called "What Ungodly Abomination Are You?" and it's the only good BuzzFeed quiz I've ever taken. That's all.
We'll all have to do it.
I was bred for hands. Ungodly abomination. Anyway, you turn around, Cass, Tozatal in hand, swaddled slightly, clean chin, and you see you have left a certain amount of chaos and mess in this room. And Loran just kind of looks over to Saraza, who's got a shield up, just like with a black spew on it, and he like lowers it, and they both look at each other and they just say, we should clean this before Serena kills us all.
Also dinner in the garden, probably.
At which point Loran's just kind of like starts prestidigitation, siphoning the ichor off the ceilings and the walls. It's gross work, but with you guys helping scrub just a little bit, it ends up being a fairly fast job. Unfortunately, Nikia's beautiful apron was not spared. And you just see him just kind of like scrubbing it in a bucket outside when you guys head out for your dinner. And
Sorry, Nikia.
Nah, it's fine. Things like this happen all the time in this household. I should be used to it by now.
I can order you another apron. My friend is very good at making them.
Who's your
Loves
friend?
crochet. His name is Kev. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sounds nice.
He also makes his own doilies. I don't know if that's helpful.
I'm not really a doily kind of person.
Well, he's just very skilled at getting the little frills on the edges.
If he wants to make me a doily, I won't say no. That'd be very rude to say no to a gift. But yeah, sure, a crochet apron could be cute. Probably.
Yeah, not very practical, but it's cute.
Maybe a little hat for the horses.
I'll
Does he
see
do
what I can
commissions?
do. I'll just put you in touch.
Great.
He fades away.
Brilliant. You fade into the darkness, and you guys can take. There's a whole host of foods and leftovers, picnic leftovers as well, which you guys can sort of arrange as like like on one of the benches outside the Dehane estate. It's a very like rough and tumble picnic situation you've got going on. Picnic 2.0, the picnicking, but all sitting together. Saraza looks around and just says, are we not waiting for Louis? Louis, from your spot beneath the tree with the crow, you see them come out looking kind of covered in black ichor, but these are very clearly your friends.
Okay, yeah, she's definitely getting up. I think Krusty from crying, she tries to like wipe her eyes and go, what am I seeing?
What are you seeing? What are you seeing? Sleia?
Classic DC antics is what you're seeing.
I see.
I was gonna say, could we have cleaned up before dinner? Because I don't think any of us really want to eat covered in.
Sure, yeah, no, you can have a clean up, definitely. Loran can be prestidigitationing all of the what's it off of you to make sure nothing is left behind and no one's too
I'm
dirty.
clean. I know what a cat does.
Very clean. Loran usually would be not opposed to cleaning himself the same way a cat would, but not when he's covered in gross black crap.
I moved Loran out of the way as well.
You did, yeah, that's true. He's fine.
He's fine. He licks himself anyway.
It's in character. So you guys all settle down, and Saraza notes that that Bluey isn't there. And Bluey, you see the others all sitting. What do you do?
She will get up, and sort of not quickly, but not like cautiously or anything. She'll just walk over, and whoever's closest, she'll be like, hey, kind of weakly. But
You missed vomiting Tozatel.
Tozatel is swaddled, and Sara's a point. Cass,
okay.
You just kind of like show Tozatel like a little baby.
Oh, it's so cute. Thank you, Saraza. Blue will sit, and then she'll she go, oh yeah, the raven, and so she might sort of gently like extend the raven if the raven wants to leave towards Cass, and then she'll say like,
the raven has, I don't know, I'm gonna lie, the raven has amazing insight. Does Bluey want the raven to leave?
Bluey?
More like the raven was appreciated.
It's what
does
done.
Cass? Yeah, does Cass want it back?
No. Cass is
Alright.
happy for the raven to stick with Bluey.
Don't want you back.
Okay, sure. All right. If the raven chooses, can
The
sit on
raven
Blue's head
starts
or shoulder or something.
Yeah, I feel like it would like hop onto onto Blue's shoulder and just sort of like nuzzle against your cheek and then just sort of like sit.
Okay, the raven
Like,
starts
settle
sitting
down.
on your shoulder, Bluey.
Thank you for that. And I think towards like everyone a bit louder, like I was just on my own bit.
You want aloe vera for your puffy eyes.
They don't hurt, so
Okay. The
so
officer.
thank you. Neff, again, I'm sorry about the dart.
what? Oh, don't worry about that. That's fine.
Sarza just kind of says, we're all here now. Right? And we all want to protect each other. So let's go forward knowing that and trusting that. No harm will come to anyone here by our own hand.
As a precaution, I will have the weapons away.
We don't need them now.
Yeah.
Your body is a weapon.
Exactly. So Sarah sits down after offering you his seat, Louis, makes himself comfortable on another chair. And you guys are all together again. And you can still see Sorella mansion is attached to the edge of the Dehane estate. But Sorella has not emerged, it seems. If you need them, they are still here, but they are not making themselves known of right now. But you sit, and Loran looks at you all stare, and just gives you a nod.
I have an announcement to make, he says very quietly, hoping no one hears him.
What's that? Sarasa says, very... No.
Oh dear.
I already...
Yeah, they already know. I got a message from my father, and the King's trials next week. And I understand that we've just had a very difficult time, and we were planning to go on to Eldralith Melas. I can't do that until I've done this. But I understand if you feel it, you want to go ahead. I would rather you didn't. At least wait for me. But I understand any negative feelings, thoughts you may voice those now. And yes.
Loran is just holding your hand.
I mean, we all have to go together, right?
I'm not going anywhere that you're not. Time to whoop some ass.
Together.
If the King's trials are next, the King's trials are next. Let's go. Right here.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry, honestly. This gives us some much needed structure and decision making on this whole quest.
I'm also sorry you have to, I don't know, go back to the Messiah with my father. It's not really a delight, but he's doing better.
Nothing can surprise us there now.
I just don't...
Sarasa regrets it the moment he says it.
Yeah, Selena gives him that side eye like, did you just say that?
I know.
I don't know what happens in the King's trials. There's no real evidence of it, but we have Lucas on our side and whoever Lucas is bringing in. And as a group, I think we're more powerful than most people in the country. So it really depends who else is contesting.
Yeah, so who else will be contesting, do you think, from the other tribes?
Out of character, is it the Taraj tribe?
So you have Nasha Taraj, who is the heir to the Taraj tribe.
Mm-hmm.
You have Zor and Alibek, who are of the Mensej. You have Lucas, obviously, but he is aligned with you. There are other tribes as well, particularly the Hainam tribe. You don't know who they would be sending. They have plenty of children, all of them tall and mostly bearded. But amongst their number, who would take over, you're not sure. And you know there are united tribes who have been displaced, smaller tribes whose homes have been melted away, like the Ambrose, like and tribes like that. But they traditionally do not send anyone. They rather put their weight behind another candidate who is already put forward by one of the larger. Usually. So you have at least 3, yourself included, out of the 5 you should expect.
I think Ulster passes that on. Try not to kill anyone. That would be unfortunate. Unless they attack you, and then in which case it's perfectly legal. But
Even
just try
still.
not to.
Knock them out.
I know how to kick out teeth.
Saraza says, I think however you complete this trial should set the precedent for how you wish to rule.
Yes, I don't think it's going to quite be a battle royale, but I don't know what to expect.
Loran says, from the sounds of it, the ice is the test. The other candidates are just obstacles to you. And you're an obstacle to them.
I've lived on the ice for a while.
Then you're better suited than anyone.
I lived by myself with a monster, according to them, so let's see how I go doing it this way.
I will put forward that while you are accustomed to the ice, the rest of your team less so. So perhaps you might help prepare us so that we will not be a hindrance to you.
It'd never be a hindrance. I can get you the proper clothes and supplies.
My mother can help enchant some of that, make it as lightweight as possible. Keep us on light on our toes.
Might need some glasses with the glare as well.
Yes.
I can make food though, so it's really not a problem if we get lost. I can deal with that.
Right.
Well, we could also, I don't know if there's rules on what we can take into the trials, but we can take supplies in my bag, some food, some blankets, just in case we get stuck in certain places and we need to wait it out.
Yeah. It's a good idea as well, but again, I don't know. Could be like Sobek's trials in a way, or it could not be.
It could be. However it goes, I think Slee has the right idea. You can prepare us. I'll speak with my mother, my father, and see what they can do.
We have a week, so I was told, and I do remember having mild memory loss, So if we have a couple of days to relax, make sure everyone's okay, then properly start preparing and we can head to the Maasai.
Loran speaks up then and says, in terms of enchantment, in a week, it's a little tough to do anything that's going to be particularly permanent, but powerful. I can definitely do.
Just don't push yourself too hard.
You know me. I'm better than.
I believe you.
Perhaps we might take a trip down to a Schissel. Orvius should be able to help us as well.
True. Well, how about tomorrow we spend in the Feywild, the day after a Schissel. Then to the Maasai, where we can regroup. Maybe ask Lucas.
Be able to pick up Shu and Courage.
Yes, my father does love Shu. But I think she should probably be with me on this too. She knows the ice better than any person.
And if you want to set up a precedent for her being more included, having her participate in the trials should be good as well.
I think she'd like that.
I wonder how they come. And then just like thought bubble of like Shu chasing Courage. Just like
I don't
that's
think she'll really eat him. I mean, she has quite a lot of sentience. I have seen her eat bad people before, and the occasional sheep. But if she actually eats Courage, I'll be quite surprised.
Me too. Courage seems also to have a little bit more common sense than to get too close or get on her bounce. Loran says.
She does have a nasty bite.
And a bit of an attitude.
Her mouth is like this big.
Oh my.
No, Darren. Shall we have an early night tonight and see how everyone is in the morning? I think we've got a few more nights to relax. Make the most of them.
We could have a big sleepover together in the mansion.
That's a good idea. I can make moss beds for everyone.
Beautiful.
If you like moss.
Who doesn't?
There's someone who doesn't like moss. Loran looks around like shocked. How could this be?
I've been told it's a little bit damp.
Aren't we all?
Duran, you definitely need an early night. Alright, to the mansion.
To the mansion.
after dinner, right?
You guys can eat to your
Maybe
heart's
eating, yeah.
Eat, rest, drink up a bit. Every now and again, you just see the door to Soreloras's mansion just creak open, and they pop their head out and bring you just various dips and crackers, and then just
They're just
nod.
slaving away like they better like this.
They better eat all of my dips. This is their hobby. They like it.
Like when they pop their head out like to bring dip the first time, so you just kind of like gestures between like Brian and Soreloras to kind of imply like, did you want to let them know about the king's trials, because that's kind of an update to the plan. And
Oh, right. Alstead gets up and trots over to Soreloras.
You trotted over. Something must be important.
I
Something
suppose I did. I
important.
didn't sprint though.
Sorry.
Also just looks up. You're very tall. Do you wear heels or is that natural?
I hover about 4 inches off the ground at all times.
Alstead sticks his foot under Soreloras' legs.
Make a dexterity check.
Either 14 or 15. Hold on. What is Alstead's dex? It is 14.
Okay, you slip your foot underneath, but you can't. It doesn't make contact with anything.
He's very impressed. That's cool. We're going to the Maasai
Right.
because I am a prince and I have to go to the king's trials.
Right. Well, it seems like there's no way around that.
No.
All right then. What do you want me to do in the meantime? I've
Inventing
mentioned
the
the
dip.
I can assist you. I will.
Oh, would you like to make freeze-resistant dips for us? I'm sure we'd like those on the way.
Freeze resistant.
That one's for free. The next one I'm gonna charge you for.
If this wasn't around, he would kiss you. But Cyrillaras.
Around just sees Cyrillaras kiss all spells.
No.
No.
Cyrillaras
That's a weird shit.
Yeah. Interesting. You're funny, small man.
I'm not that small, kind of average.
He hovers
You just hover.
slightly. I will have a think about what I might be able to do. Do not be long. And they
Goodbye.
hover back inside.
Also,
And you
plots
guys,
that.
go. You guys can
Oh, I'm
finish
done.
your dinner. Finish up your dinner. Eat your dips. And with that, we will take a short break, just for a few moments, and then we will come
Gonna
back
get
to
some
sleepovers and Feywild shenanigans.
Yay.
and 1 and 2.
All right. So you guys make your way back into the Dehane estate. Also, in Loran's mansion, you summon as many moss beds as are required for this night of rest, this sleepover you have. Now, what's the bunk order? Who is sleeping next to who? I know this is like the top question.
Nobody gets Loran.
Okay, Loran is
he touches her.
Loran is subsumed by moss.
Cass would both want to cuddle both Celia and Bluey, and like she's kind of like, I don't know what to do. But she's small, so she's like basically like Bluey and Celia, and then all of a sudden like Cass like pops up like hello and snuggles between the two of you.
Sandwich.
I'm happy
That's
to
like
make it
sandwich.
sort of a pile, you know.
Cuddle sandwich. Exactly what you
Yeah.
need. Neff?
Where is Sarazer? Where is Dead?
Where is Dad? Sarazer is probably in between Loran. Well, actually, that's hard. He's probably within reach of Loran, both Loran and Ulster.
I want to be within reach of Sarazer.
Okay, you are on the end next to Sarazer. Then it's Sarazer, and then it's Ulster and Loran just kind of subsumed into one. And then it's the trio of cuddles. I had a cat
Cuddle,
called
cuddle, take 2.
Truffle. Do you remember?
Cass is holding both Celia and Bluey's hand.
Yeah. And Tozatal, as we all know, this is the
Of
most
course.
contentious.
Also makes
Tozatal-
Tozatal an amazing bed. The best bed out of everyone. It's Tozatal's.
It's like a little baby bassinet made of moss.
Mhm.
Like, okay, I think with that in mind, Tozatal is probably just like perched at the foot of everyone, and you just see he's always got like a little pink ribbon around his neck, and he's just kind of like
Precious.
surrounded by flowers and moss. This little fiend demon critter who never ever thought this is where they would end up.
They love us.
They do. I'm sure.
Nice.
I haven't asked, but anyway.
Also vibes with monsters.
That's why he likes Loran so much.
Yeah, Loran's looking a bit beastly.
I haven't rolled Let me do.
No, Doris.
Hang on.
I want to meet Doris.
You will. Can you see
Will.
her little face?
Yeah, it's pretty well
Oh
covered.
god.
Oh no.
Loran rolled a 3. Which I'm gonna tell you might know what that means.
I don't. I'm gonna check it. I didn't save his chart. Anyway.
I'm sending it to you. You'll understand why I said oh no.
You know.
Oh no!
So painful.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
You
Good
guys
content.
settle down. You guys settle down for a night's rest. Before you all sleep, is there anything you want to do?
Who's the one who stays up late talking? There's always one.
Why is it Neff? Definitely.
She'd either be staying up or she'd be zonked out immediately, depending on the
I've got
night.
I got a new theory about teeth. They're not actually enamel or bones. Go on, Neff.
Go on,
Carry
Neff.
on.
Goes to sleep immediately.
Immediately.
They're actually
Thanks.
coral.
They're actually coral.
Roll persuasion to convince everyone.
Yeah. Sarah just stays up until everybody else is asleep, at least. Making sure everyone is comfortable. Getting any hot chocolates or teas for those who might need it.
This is nice.
Yes, he tends to your every need.
What does Sarza need, though?
I need to be helpful and happy. And this
Allstar
is
makes
that.
him a tiny cactus. There you go.
I'll add it to my tree. And then he just like
I might need,
gets his
yeah,
ever growing like orb.
you might need another one.
I might need another. This one can go up in the room.
I can start
In
growing
fact-
them out of your hair,
That might be painful because I have to wear a helmet.
but it could be a weapon.
Against me. Because the
Oh.
helmet was against my head.
Um,
And the
are
bullets would
they
prickle me.
are there cactus that don't have spines?
I can make soft, fuzzy cacti.
I'll allow one single right up.
Allstar
my head.
immediately taps his head.
It's just like a little, like, you know how like they have leaves that come out of your head? Instead it's just a single cacti like stem.
Little cacti. It goes pop, and a little flower blooms on top.
Right, I understand. Okay. Amazing. So, just like that, you guys all find yourselves. Night comes and takes you all. And you can all take the benefits of a long rest. No dreams plague you here. Not tonight. But there is somebody who does wake up earlier than everyone else. Instead, from beside you, you just feel movement. And before you can register it, you open your eyes and you just see the door to the mansion with Loran open and close behind him.
Immediately, Allstar's on his feet, scrambling.
You make your way to the door and you pull it open and you look and you see him at the end of the room, the Dehane estate, just heading out of the front door. And he's got his back to you, very like kind of loose shoulders, like his posture is sort of more curved than usual, like slumped almost. And he just holds the door frame as he makes his way out.
Loran?
He doesn't respond. You just keep moving.
Allstar will follow.
When you go outside, the dusk has risen almost to twilight. And Loran is standing again with his back to you, staring up, just out into the darkness. And you stop a couple of feet behind him, and you notice that his hair is a lot limper than you remember it. In fact, he doesn't look like he's wearing the same clothes. He looks like he's wearing constricting, kind of like grey clothing, like tight around his throat, just not the usual style in the slightest.
He's going to reach out and try and touch his shoulder.
You reach out, and before your hand can make contact, he turns to you, and you just see one of his eyes is completely blinded and scarred. And before you can fully focus on it, you almost take a step back. You just hear from the doorway, Allstar. And you turn back and you see Loran, as he was, standing there, colourful, bright. And when you look back, there is no one.
Can I roll a perception check? Get those D100s out. 14.
14? With a 14... Looking around, you can't see anyone who would resemble the figure you saw before. You only see them.
Sorry.
And he comes to you. And takes your head in his hand. What are you doing out here?
I don't know.
bad dreams too.
Don't even. Let's just go back. Did
What's
you?
your passive insight? Go on.
20.
20. You can tell that Loran isn't quite himself either.
You right?
I thought I heard something. I was wrong.
We were both nightmares. Makes sense.
That's all it. All those are.
What did you dream?
I dreamt of fall. But it wasn't quite a dream. It was a little more real. I heard his voice.
Cole's dead. He's
It was a
molten
recount.
titanium.
Oh, you said Cruel's dead. I said Cruel's
Cole's dead.
grandmom. Let's get back.
He kind of holds Ryan's hand. I love you. Stay beside me.
I love you.
We'll still go
guys.
back inside.
And you wake up again at dawn. The sky is a light pale amber, and there are light pink blue fluffy clouds just kind of like drifting over the sky. It's as close to a dawn colour as you've ever seen it. But still the colours are abstracted from what you'd expect. When you wake up, you actually find yourselves having had a relatively restful sleep. And each of you wake up also to find you in the night you've nestled up, closer to the sunflowers than you'd ever expected. And also again, that spark next under your shirt is just burning a little brighter.
Breakfast?
You go. You make yourselves an array of Feywild-inspired breakfasts, very crunchy. Nature's cereal, pomegranate seeds, raspberries, strawberries, like goat's milk, porridge, yogurts, and you guys are able to distract yourselves a little bit from the traumas of what happened the day before, with this rest. And as you all make your way out, sort of like, taking your meal together, Cass, you just get a little bit of a stinging pain in your head, and you feel a very familiar sensation to that which you felt yesterday morning. What do you do?
I look at Zaraza, and I sort of reach up to wrap my hand around the cactus carving that he gave back to me, and I just sort of say, guys, would you guys just mind sitting with me for a second? And I think Cass would then kind of sit down, like still holding the cactus, and like close her eyes and be like, "No, not today, Satan."
Can I Arcana check Cass?
Yeah, I'll allow it in just. Yeah, you guys roll. I'm going to just do one thing first. Cass, as you sit down, you've already kind of got a plate in front of you, just almost as though you were ready to fill it with food as you had the sensation wash over you. And it's so, like, it's polished so well that you can almost see your reflection in it. And when you, just before you close your eyes, you see it looking back at you as though you weren't covering these eyes below yours at all. And those are open and staring at you. And in your mind, even as you kind of just like center yourself, you hear, "You want to sit with them as if you deserve a place at this table. Go on. You know that you're not like this. Give in. For them, for their sake. To help." Instead's got the King's Trust. You really think you can win it without full capacity? Your true power. When you have a chance to respond, you can respond quietly if you wish, or you can speak out loud.
I think Cass would like reach out the hand that isn't holding the cactus for Brian's hand.
Also, we'll
Brian.
take it.
And I think Cass would just say, even if I had no power, I would still fight for him with everything.
Do you say that out loud or to yourself?
I say it very quietly, but like if anyone really tried to hear it, they probably would, because you're all sat around me, but I would say that it's like quite a quiet thing.
Also, what's your passive perception?
20.
I think I'm going to say that you hear it. But anyone else would have to make it if you wanted to.
He also rolled a dirty 20 on the Arcana.
So, you have seen Cass like this before. Not exactly this way, but just the way she's holding herself, the kind of tension, like the determination in her eyes. It's similar to when she was reading from her contract. Like there is just an essence of perhaps possession still within her, almost. But it's Cass, you can tell, when she opens her eyes again. Well, actually, we need to make a wisdom saving throw first before we can fully reach.
Yeah.
We can fully
Okay.
continue on with that.
Also, Anna, did you want to roll a perception to hit?
Yeah,
It looked like you
I
were.
was thinking of rolling perception, yeah.
Go for it.
What do I add again? That's an 18.
18.
Hey!
Do you know what? I think you would catch a little bit of it. You kind of get the gist, if not the entire word. Truffle, cold, thunder.
And that was 18 on my wisdom save.
18. You can feel almost like fingers coming out of those eyelids and trying to like just kind of like hold your face. But they retract. You know, just. And you're you. And also you can see that this is Cass. No one else.
I think we might need Serena.
Stars are not. We can add this to the list of things to sort out before we go to the Messiah. We have time.
Cass, is someone speaking to you?
Yes. I'm speaking to me.
You're speaking to yourself.
It's me. It's the part of me that signed the contract. in the first place. Serena says it was it's the part of my soul that wanted it. It
Really?
stayed in the contract the entire time, and it, yeah.
Can we sever the channel, or
Serena wasn't sure. I think we can ask her again, but I think there might be things we can do to help, but I think it will be a case of destroying the contract. And then I don't know if that just gets rid of that part of my soul, or if then I get that bit of my soul back. I don't know how that works, but
well, if we can find a way to stop it speaking to you, then we should probably try.
I would like that. She's
And
very
Serena's
annoying.
either in bed or in her office.
As if she ever sleeps. Loran just says from beside you.
Yes, it is.
Could I roll an Arcana check to see if basically there would be a way to kind of put like a temporary fix on this, like a band-aid? Say some sort of like anti-possession magic, or...
Yes, you can certainly try.
That's a 14 plus 12, 26?
26. You know of magics, and in fact, Ulster and Loran wear such magics. There are anti-possession runes, anti-possession lockets, and so on, which you can wear if you're attuned to them. And they can protect and give you either immunity fully or advantage against being possessed. And kind of like how Loran was saying before, if you wanted to make something new, you could probably make something powerful that would last for a short amount of time, or you could spend more time making it and make something that could be permanent. Without getting too meta, we're going to use this week as like a skill check montage situation where you guys are going to pick something that you want to work on in preparation for the King's trials, and the things that you do are going to directly influence how that goes as you go through it for each of you. So that's going to be properly starting off like with this day and then into the next session. But for example, to put that in perspective, for example, if Cass, you wanted to empower yourself to try and reject this possession, Zarina did mention that that was something you could do when you spoke to her last.
Sleia will bring
But
up
yeah,
the
for you-
anti-possession magic as a possibility.
Yeah.
Loran won't like it, but I can give you temporarily the rune that I have. Since there's no one trying to possess anyone else except you.
Loran kind of frowns, but says, if you promise that we'll share the one I wear.
I promise.
And Cass, your safety is important to me.
Also, I'll hand over
Get
his
out, then.
rune to Cass.
Sorry. Doris. She's
Get out.
crying
Also,
at
like,
me.
oh, okay.
There we go. She's out.
Cass,
yeah, Cass is definitely down to prevent possession in whichever form that would be, but she doesn't want to do anything that would be a detriment to Brian. So if she can sort of
Just
figure
temporarily
out
take
things
this.
without, Yeah.
Okay. So, you can. Sorry, got distracted. So, as you take the rune, you also just feel a sense of relief wash over you. The longer you spend with it, as you kind of like, you guys slowly eat your breakfast, keeping an eye on Cass, keeping an eye on each other. And Cass, the longer you spend with this rune, the more comfortable and safer and calmer your soul becomes. And you do feel like if you were to fight against the possession, this would give you a distinct. Of course, you can and always have been able to choose to fail if you wish, but you cannot choose to succeed.
Make the most of it.
I think if like we hadn't, I think genuinely if Loran hadn't been lost, I think it might, in a way, that might influence one way or the other. But I think Cass is sort of leaning more towards not being a psycho.
Great. You guys settle down, and you're able to have your breakfast in relative peace. Ulster, as you kind of slowly eat some fruit, I think probably off your plate. You love fruit. Loran just reaches over you to grab something, and you kind of look up at him. And then you pause and just kind of stare at him as you realise that the person sitting next to you is not the Loran you know. It's that figure from this morning. Just staring at his plate. As if waiting to be told when to.
Is the real Loran gone?
In his place. From your perspective, it seems that.
Also kind of looks around to see if anyone else is reacting to this first.
Everyone else, you just see Loran and Ulster staring at him, which is not necessarily out of the ordinary.
I think Ulster grows a certain grey colour. Can you hear me?
And there's a slight reaction. And they turn towards you. And they say, yes, just. And then you feel just a hand on your shoulder. And you recognize it as Sarazer, and you blink, and it's just Loran, like, can I hear you? As you know him now.
Something's not right.
With me? Is it my hair? Have I not finished my skincare routine? Maybe sometimes I miss a step and I don't look quite as dewy as usual. I'm joking, I'm naturally like this.
Can I roll an Arcana check? I think that's what Ulster would want to do. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. This is reality. Whatever was before was not. Probably. But this does not seem to be due to magic. And noticing you're kind of out of sorts, Loran just kind of like holds you again and like bumps your foreheads together and she says, come back to me.
Don't leave. Don't leave.
No. I wasn't planning. Sleia.
Is this happening at the breakfast table around all of us?
Hell yeah, it is.
Just to clarify, like, we can see
that exchange felt about 30 seconds, less than, without the rolling and stuff. Of Ulster just being like, can you hear me? And then Ryan being like, what the heck? You okay? Bomb. And then that's kind of what you see.
What's wrong?
Loran looked different.
Right, okay, maybe I missed a step in my skincare routine.
Please.
In what way?
Your eye was. He touches where Loran's scars. It was worse. I'd seen that before somewhere.
I don't know where.
I'll tell you if it changes again, I suppose.
Is it?
Do you want to check?
Yeah.
Maybe check Loran?
Yeah. If you don't mind.
Check me.
Check you both.
You look. Sure. Bless you, George.
Thanks.
Sleia. Neff, would you want to also get on the medical checks?
I can help out. I can assist if Sleia's doing some.
Sure. So you guys can roll one each at advantage.
Okay. Can I also throw in like an Arcana check as well?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
This music's so good.
Dirty 20.
That's
Did-
a natural
Actually-
20 for a
Ooh.
30. And
So for the dirt. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, and the last one, the Arcana is a 24.
Okay, so for the dirty 20, Neff, who would you have reached for just instinctively?
What do you mean?
Who are you checking?
I think Loran, right?
So you reach over to Loran. You just kind of hold his arm. There's nothing medically wrong here that you can see in terms of physicality. Mental state, no one here is pretty much having a great time. But something you do actually notice is Loran has like dark circles under his eyes as if he hasn't actually slept. And you do notice every now and again his eyes just kind of dart to the corner of the room, one specific corner, and then back to you. And he just grins.
Okay. Can I look at the corner as well?
Yep, there's nothing there.
Okay, I may inquire about that after Sleia also does a bit of medicine.
Sleia, with your natural 20 on all stare, you can tell, and with your Arcana as well, just both those together, you can tell this is not a magical effect. Allstare is not physically harmed, but there is something wrong here, mentally. It's not quite like the possession with.
Sleia has a theory.
Okay.
And basically she's gonna kind of like, I guess like if Brian is like willing to let her kind of like pat him on the shoulder, but
Yeah.
in that she's actually kind of like subtly tracing a rune to do ascending to him.
Okay. I'll allow it.
Is what you see something that you've seen before in the mirror?
Also looks like that is correct, but he doesn't put words to it.
But yeah, that's what the sending was.
So,
Also starts picking apart a piece of fruit, and he just looks a bit anxious at this point. The same way he was doing with the flower.
Loran holds his hand.
Is Dawn okay?
I'm fine.
I have a 20 insight. Passive insight. Is he fine?
Same.
Right?
No.
If
No,
I
it's
hear
not
him saying he's
single
fine,
question.
I can jump in. Actually, he does appear to have signs of. He's exhibiting symptoms of sleep deprivation, and he keeps looking into that corner over there. Loran, is there any? Do you see anything in that corner of the
Like
room?
this. No, is my answer. I don't see anything.
Can I
Insight check that.
I have 20.
You may.
18.
Oh, good. Wonderful. Is that all for the insight checks?
Oh no, that's
Yep, it's
another 18.
I've got a 5.
Bluey's just
Bluey's like, he's
"Oh,
fine,
this is
get
really
off his
nice dragon
back."
fruit."
I wouldn't leave him alone.
You just wake up.
With all of these hella high rolls, you can tell that Loran does in fact see something in the corner. But he is clearly trying to play off his other way.
Can you show us with an illusion or something?
No, there's nothing there. Come on, I don't need this. And Loran stands up. Ulster?
I think Cass would be like, Loran, we can't help you unless we know. Please show us. And Cass is gonna roll persuasion.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
Go
god,
for it.
it's a natural 20!
No!
Wait, what is that
So what
number?
is that actually?
Yeah.
26, baby!
Okay.
Highest roll.
Loran. Right, there's going to be a consequence if you're persuading you. Loran looks at you, Cass, and is like, I don't want to show you anything because there's nothing there. There is nothing to show. There's nothing to see. Right.
Just because there's no...
I think Cass, just because she's persuaded him, I don't think she's not trying to make him do it. But she's like, yeah, do you want to go, Leah?
It may not be there. It may not be real, but you're seeing it.
Gosh, what is with all of this psychoanalyzing? I'm fine.
No.
You don't see me, do you?
Not you. No. Nothing.
Loran, you need to... Also looks at Saraza. He's obviously finding this hard. Please, can you write it down?
With your natural 20 persuasion in mind, Cass, and with all of this together, Loran reluctantly just kind of goes, ugh, fine, and he throws his hand up. And you can tell he didn't want to do this from the fact that when his magic throws off his hand, it's almost a flame. It's sparking so much, and it just slams into the wall and seeps down, and just in kind of a golden, cast in gold almost. You see this image of Karul just laughing in the corner.
Ulster looks horrified.
He wipes it away immediately, and Loran just walks out.
Ulster's going to follow him.
You follow. He doesn't stop until he reaches the door of the mansion.
Loran, we need to stay together. Please.
I don't like being cornered. And he looks back to the kitchen.
Bless you, Thomas. They're not cornering you, they're just... There's something wrong. It's not real, right? Or if it is, it can't hurt us, I don't think. Right?
No. No, it can't. Just give me a moment to cool down.
Can you still see him?
Not right now.
Okay. I told you he's dead.
And Naran laughs and nods and sits down, just kind of like slumped into one of the moss beds. And as he sits, Allsday, you see just a pair of hands just reach over and just like hold his shoulders and just almost stroking his hair. And you see the hallucination of that other Loran just kind of almost comforting him from behind.
It's just two of us, right?
And he looks at you and he nods. We can make it if we try.
Duran.
He looks at you.
Did both of them look at me?
Yeah.
This is going to be a bit strange, but other Duran, are you real?
You asking that? Loran just kind of watches you closely. Other Loran cocks his head and says, "Not if you,
Not if what?
not if you can help it."
You're not going to hurt him.
I am him. And this time when he holds on to Loran's shoulders, they sort of sink through and he almost sits into Loran's space before he dissipates. And he's gone. And Loran stands up and just sighs. Whatever you're seeing, I'm going to be a hypocrite and say it's not real. And it'll be okay.
Can't hurt you.
You can't help.
Can we please not be a... I don't want to be alone.
We won't. And with that, Loran takes your hand and slowly moves back towards the entrance of the mansion. And you guys can re-enter. And you have the day ahead. You have time this week to hone your skills and prepare yourselves for the King's trial and beyond. The next 4 locations you go to, the King's trial, Eldralith, Melas, Feyways, you know they're all going to require immense strength from you. And this is your last proper moment. With that, guys, we will wrap up for today. I'm sure it's a bit of a shorter one, but all of my family is coming for lunch.
Oh man.
Yes.
Spoopy.
Spooky boop. Very spooky sessions, but we had a lot of food this session. I thought it was cute.
Yeah. Had some funny moments.
A lot of sick.
Lot of Hotel!
I love Hospital.
Truffle's also migrated to the floor. She's taken to sitting in this corner and she's falling asleep. It's real cute.
Oh.
Cats are funny about their corners.
Yeah.
Cute.
Good.
I know we
Much
don't have a
cuteness.
stream to stop, but I will at least turn the music